distinguished guests, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, namaste. Today we gather here for the seminar on China's 15th five-year plan, with the aim of presenting to Indian friends a new blueprint for China's future development and exploring fresh opportunities for China-India cooperation. On behalf of the Chinese Embassy, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the guests here and express my sincere thanks to the co-host of the forum, CNN News 18. Last month, the fourth plenary session of the 20th Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party was successfully convened in Beijing. The most significant outcome was the adoption of the recommendations of the Central Committee of CPC for formulating the 15th five-year plan for national economic and social development, which outlines the blueprint for China's economic and social development over the next 5 years. While the five-year plan is neither a Chinese invention nor exclusive to China, China stands among the few countries that have consistently formulated and implemented such plans. These five-year plans have played an indispensable role in China's remarkable achievements and transformation into the world's second largest economy. Here, please allow me briefly review the achievements in China's economic and social development during the 14th five-year plan period. China's GDP is expected to reach $20 trillion in 2025, with per capita GDP exceeding $13,000. Its average annual contribution to global economic growth has remained about 30%. China has made full efforts to consolidate the achievements in lifting nearly 100 million people out of extreme poverty. The annual per capita depositable income of rural residents emerged from poverty has increased from $1,700 in 2020 to $2,400 in 2024. The retention rates of the 9-year compulsory education, along with the coverage rates of basic old age insurance and basic medical insurance, have all exceeded 95% nationwide. China has become a leading trade partner for more than 150 countries and regions, with its overall tariff level reduced to 7.3%. During the 14th five-year plan period, China's total imports of goods and services are projected to surpass $15 trillion. China is now among the world's top 3 investors, contributing over $300 billion in tax revenue to host countries, generating substantial local employment. Next year marks the beginning of China's 15th five-year plan. The Chinese government will remain committed to pursuing high-quality economic development with the fundamental goal of meeting the people's aspirations for a better life and with reform and innovation as the primary drivers. This will enable us to take solid strides toward achieving common prosperity for all. So, dear friends, this year marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and India. Over the past 75 years, despite the ups and downs, the bilateral relationship is defined by friendly cooperation. Since the meeting between the two leaders in Kazan last October, China-India relations have continued to improve. The two foreign ministers have exchanged visits. The special representatives of China and India on the boundary question have met twice. Bilateral trade in the first 9 months of this year reached $115.2 billion, up by 11% year-on-year. Since April this year, India's exports to China have increased by more than 10% year-on-year each month, with increases reaching 42% in October. China has resumed the pilgrimage for Indians to Gangrenpochi Mountain and Mabayongzuo Lake in Xizang Autonomous Region. India has resumed issuing tourist visas to Chinese citizens. Direct flights between Chinese mainland and India have been restored. These measures have been warmly welcomed by the peoples of both countries. The meeting between the leaders in Tianjin this year charted the course for the further improvement and development of bilateral relations. China stands ready to work with the Indian side to follow the guidance of the important consensus between the two leaders and advance China-India relations on the track of sound and stable development. Firstly, China is wishing to be India's partner in the pursuit of modernization. Both China and India are ancient Eastern civilizations and major developing countries, standing at a critical juncture of national modernization. Development is the greatest common denominator between the two states. During the period of the 15th five-year plan, China will advance Chinese modernization on all fronts through high-quality development and basically realize socialist modernization by 2035. India is also making progress toward the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. There is much potential for China and India to synergize our development strategies and jointly advance modernization. We should approach our bilateral relations from a strategic and long-term perspective, always bear in mind that China and India are each other's partners and development opportunities rather than threats and rivals. Respect each other's core interests and major concerns and resolve differences through dialogue. We should be good neighbors helping each other and good partners working for win-win cooperation. Secondly, China is ready to work with India as a doer in high-level practical cooperation. In the 15th five-year plan period, China will continue to strengthen the foundation of the real economy, accelerate high-level scientific self-reliance, and expand high-standard opening up. This will create more cooperation opportunities for all countries, including India. We will upgrade traditional industries such as chemical and machinery, which is expected to unlock about $1.4 trillion of new market space in the next 5 years. We will foster emerging industries such as new energy and new materials, which is expected to give rise to several trillion new growth engines. We will strategically invest in future industries such as biopharmaceuticals and sixth-generation mobile communication, with a scale added over the next decade equivalent to building an entirely new high-tech industrial ecosystem for China. Currently, India is advancing major strategies such as Make in India. China is ready to deepen practical cooperation with India to make a bigger pie of common interests so that people in both countries will benefit more from the outcomes of development. We welcome more premium Indian goods to export to China and more Indian companies to invest and do business in China. We also hope that India will provide a fair, transparent, and a non-discriminatory business environment for Chinese companies. Thirdly, China is ready to work with India as a defender of multilateralism. Multilateralism represents the overarching trend of human history and reflects the shared aspirations of the people worldwide. At present, some major countries, in pursuit of unilateral hegemony, have frequently waged trade wars and applied international rules in a selective way, posing severe challenges to developing countries. The proposals for the 15th five-year plan clearly state that upholding opening up and cooperation for win-win progress is an essential requirement of Chinese modernization. In the face of the profound changes unseen in a century and the counter-currents of unilateralism, China and India should, more than ever, stand shoulder to shoulder, resolutely say no to hegemony, jointly steer multipolarity and economic globalization toward the right direction as expected by the whole world, and make global governance more just and equitable. Dear friends, achieving modernization is a shared dream of the Chinese and Indian peoples, and mutually beneficial cooperation will inject strong impetus to the modernization process. It is hoped that visionary people from all walks of life participating in the cause of China-Indian friendship and work together to build a brighter future for the dragon-elephant tangle. Finally, I wish this seminar a complete success. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad. Thank you.